What's going on, y'all? It's Kenny Camps here. So anyone that watches my channel know I'm way too deep into this Kwame Brown, Gilbert Arenas beef slash, I wouldn't even say beef anymore. It's just back and forths, a bunch of back and forth. So I really sat and thought, I never put two and two together. They're in the same draft class. And that Kwame's actually younger than Gilbert Arenas, which is also super interesting. But what I'm gonna do in this video is backtrack from what I think the start of this is to where they are now. So just check it out. I got some videos I'm gonna play, so it's not just all me talking. So just let's try to break this down and see if we can get to the bottom of what's causing this rift.
NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Kwame Brown from Lynn Academy, Brunswick, Georgia. Georgia High School Player of the Year was Kwame Brown, averaged 20 points, 13 boards, 6 blocks. There have been comparisons, guys, to Kevin Garnett in the terms of athleticism, to Chris Webber for his low post game. And what a moment, here it is, for Kwame Brown. For the first time in NBA draft history, high school kid is #1 in the draft.
#1 pick in the draft. You sat there listening in the pregame show as so many people said it's not good for high school players to go right to the NBA. What do you have to say now?
I mean, I'm at peace with my decision to go to the NBA, and I'm not responsible for what other people think. I think I made the right decision, and I'm just going to bless my family, and it's amazing how God works, so I'm just going to keep living.
So Kwame Brown was the first high school pick to be the first overall pick, and that was in 2001. That was the same year Gilbert Arenas was drafted, and he was drafted as the first pick in the second round, when he was potentially supposed to be a lottery pick. He played for Arizona and with Richard Jefferson, a couple other guys on that team that were also drafted in front of him. Why? The main reason, it seems to be from all the information that I've seen and learning about Gilbert Arenas, just as much as I've learned about Kwame Brown, is that Gilbert Arenas was an idiot at the draft combine, in the interview process. He was a spoiled brat and a narcissist. And if any, I've played with and was very close friends with someone that very, very similar to how Gilbert thinks. And you can see it in the eyes. One, they really think that they're the smartest people on the planet.
I remember I was so angry. I was so angry on draft day. Oh, because when I came out, I was supposed to have been lottery. Until you go to Chicago, and then everybody is lottery. You like, man, who the fuck is you? Where'd you go to school?
Everybody you talk to lottery.
Yeah, you gotta remember, I went to the national championship. I don't know you. Joe Johnson, I don't know you. Rodney White, who are you? Like, I don't know who none of y'all are, but y'all over here talking about lottery. Right? Right? Like, and that was like, I didn't understand, that concept, like, I thought I was big in my world. Like, college basketball, if I could win championship, there's only one person that can say they better than me now. You know what I mean? But so when you're hearing these lotteries, then you got the high school kids coming in, like, so I go to the second round. On my press conference, I said, I don't care about none of this, man. I'll be starting by the middle of the season.
Wow.
That was it? Yeah. I'll be starting by the middle of the season. Hook up on them motherfuckers, man.
And but they're also willing to throw whoever under the bus and do whatever to anyone else to get that sense of excitement. It's also one thing I realized, they don't have their own sense of imagination at all. They're just looking out and comparing themselves. Narcissists are actually the most insecure people on the planet, and it shows with Gilbert Arenas.
Since, I mean, everybody know I
Whoa.
Legendary.
Hold on.
Too far.
You did what?
licked the donuts.
And then you put them,
Put them back.
and people ate them?
Yeah, he correct.
So I lived here, the arena's here, the donut shop was here. So I had to go this way to go this way and I had to pay for it. So they wouldn't reimburse me back. So at that point, these are my donuts. And I want to lick them all. So basically I licked them and then I put the baby powder on them like they were powder.
The baby powder?
Yeah, so it's powder donuts.
You put baby powder on donuts?
I shouldn't have did that because that was the instant. So you know how I tied you up? Yeah. That's where I learned it from. So they filled the big laundry basket.
Yeah.
They filled it up with water, tied me up, and then threw me in there. The problem was they filled it up, so I almost drowned.
Gilbert does show a lot of the narcissistic traits. He that need for external validation. I think his whole aura and his ego is tied heavily to basketball because that's the only thing he's been good at in his life. I think the reason why he targets Kwame is because Kwame being the first pick in his draft kind of singled Kwame out in Gil's narcissistic brain to attack him. So he wants to prove he's better in life than Kwame Brown because he couldn't be better in basketball than Kwame Brown. And that's the one thing that kind of he's only been celebrated for in life. So that's why I say you kind of got to feel bad for Gil here, but not really. And Kwame Brown being the number one pick made him a symbolic target for Gil. So like the final boss to that insecurity of basketball was all I was good at, and I screwed it up. And I don't want to face the fact that I screwed up my career.
Why you went over there? I'm sure the pay wasn't amazing.
When I went to Shanghai, didn't love it. I was trying to find and love again. Right? You know, after going through the gun situation, and when you feel the world turns on you, right? You don't have the passion or love for it anymore, right? And you start hating it. And that's where it got, you know, when I that little part of my last year in Washington, going to Orlando, right? Mentally, I checked out. Right. When I went to Shanghai, even though I got hurt, just seeing pure love. You go out there, there's no guns, there's none of that. It's just, oh my God, Gilbert Arena, let's go. The photo. Like it's just, you're just seeing I don't know why I said like that. Photo, right?
Also, I would like to say that Gilbert had more highs and lows, like scoring a bunch of points on Kobe, making all-star games. But I would say Kwame had a more consistent, stable career than Gilbert's highs and lows. And that's going to be all kind of up to public opinion. Like that's not what I'm saying for sure, but I would say that I would take a Kwame Brown career over Gilbert Arenas outside of the money that Gilbert made. Of course, Gilbert made a ton more money, but actual career wise, I would probably say minus all the off the court stuff on the court, I would probably want to have a more Kwame career, and that's just me personally. Some people will be okay with a Gilbert career.
1,300. I had 1,300 people to all the Smoke podcasts, not Gilbert Arenas.
Papa, who did you tag? Did you tag all the Smoke podcasts, or did you use your Big Daddy's name? Did you tag Gilbert Arenas, or did you
and talk to Anton? This was supposed to be.
Did you tag all the Smoke, or did you tag?
Stop yelling! Stop being feminine! Stop yelling! I'm letting you talk, but you can't just yell. This conversation is not about to turn into you arguing with Kwame. You said something about a man creating a studio, and now it's a big bank take little bank conversation. You want to argue with me because you broke, nigga. I think you broke, nigga. You want to argue with me and niggas say you ain't got no money. Let's get back to that, nigga.
So if you play sports, you've been in a locker room with those guys that you just don't like, that do too much, that's always playing, hiding people's stuff, pushing boundaries, joking during practice. And Gilbert seems to be that person. And he seems to be from malicious, or it's another intent behind it. Like, he's the guy that like is screwing with guys because he wants them to be kicked off the team. Like, and because Gil's a very selfish person. So it seems like Gil was a very bad teammate from all things I've heard. And it seems like it got worse when he got to the Wizards, right? And the relationship with Ernie Grunfeld is interesting to me because
NBA season starts, that's where all the bad habits are. Mm-hmm. We are partying and drinking damn near every city we go.
What?
Different girls every city we go. So we're partying during the season on our work schedule.
Kwame says it all the time. Gil has a lot of feminine qualities, I'll put it that way. And for somebody like Ernie Grunfeld to have his back so much, I wonder what was really happening with that relationship.
Do you know, have you had gay teammates that just never came out the closet? For the most part, anyone who, a single mother, we called you gay. Whoever gets that angry about a fucking question, you're fucking, yeah, you gotta be. So we'll do stupid shit like, hey man, if we wasn't NBA players, would you have anal sex with a dude for 10 million?
I wonder what Gil was doing to get that type of leeway, if y'all know what I mean. And just how Gil handles Melly, like Melly bad, man.
Shooting my shot is very subtle. I might look at you, and then I might look away, and
you hit him with the eyes move.
That's it. The guy is gonna feel it. Either he's gonna be interested or he's not gonna be interested, and he's not gonna come. But you gotta be open. Like show that I'm open. It's okay to come and talk to me. You don't gotta go and walk to him and be like, yo, I find you cute. Like, no.
Like, I've been on Melly since before they was even talking, when she was doing her show on her little chair.
Women talking about they got a lot of options or I'm single by choice. Stop the fucking madness. If you really had the choice, trust me, you would be in a relationship. Yeah, you might have men who want you, who DM you, who show you attention, but they don't meet your standards.
Melly bad, dude. And he treat her like just a regular, you know what I mean? Like he don't even care. So I'm pretty sure Melly's a beard and Gilbert Arenas is gay.
Going to dinner with my baby. Oh, look at her. She going. Let's see her first wishes.
Hi, baby. Stop. Take this off. This is more important?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in the back.
Okay.
So they talk about a lot when Kwame requests a trade. I'm just gonna play the Eton Thomas interview part when Kwame was interviewing Eton Thomas on the phone, so you can understand this part better. But it sounds like Kwame had it up to the final straw with Gilbert Arenas and was like, "I'm done with this." And then that's when Gilbert Arenas kind of changed the narrative, like Narcissistic doing, says he quit.
You asked Eddie Jordan, you said, did Gilbert Arenas ever come to you and tell you not to play Kwame Brown? Right. And he answered the question truthfully. He said, and he worded it perfectly. He said, no player ever came to me and told me to not play somebody. That's not what Gilbert said. He said, hey, Kwame is in my way. That's what his exact words was. He said, Kwame is in my way. Kwame want the ball. He's taking up space. He ain't going to do nothing when he get the ball anyway. He's in my way. That's what he said. And so I said, now I'm in his way because I tell his agent no. And so that's when Arn Tellem said he was going to file for agent tampering if they continue talking to me. But he just did it another way by using Gilbert Arenas. So that's why Gilbert does this character assassination with me so hard, because just like now, he wants me to sign with his agency. So what does he do? He disrespect me, disrespect my channel. He wanted me to sign with his agent. What does he do? Argue with me, tell the coach that I'm in his way. And that's what Eddie Jordan don't want to say. I told Eddie Jordan, I said, y'all lost me on the team in the first place when Gilbert Arenas is allowed to rip up anything that y'all try to find him with. He cannot come to practice, and you come up here and act like you're a stickler for the rules. But when it comes to Gilbert Arenas, it's this, oh, you draw outside the line, that's what I'm going to do something. But Ernie Grunfeld undermining him every chance he got.
Yeah, and he said that though. He said that his with Ernie, because Ernie would not allow Ernie let Gilbert do whatever he wanted to do.
Exactly.
Gilbert has said that. You know what I mean? He said that.
But no, when I say that, he say I'm hating on him. I'm not hating on you. I can clearly not like you, but I'm not gonna flat out lie on you. You ruined that team because you did everything you wanted to do, and it's all about Gilbert.
So I'll let Eton Thomas talk about that, because that's kind of getting too deep in the weeds. I just want to give everybody an overall of what's happening. So for a bunch of years, and I'll admit I was a part of this too. Calling Kwame Brown was a bust was a normal thing. Like that was like a sports thing that is just like, you don't want to be Kwame Brown. And it shows how much the narrative was controlled by all the same figures of the Stephen A. Smiths, the Gilbert Arenas, like the people that are just where we know now are sold out were the ones parroting this stuff the most. And I think Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson screwed up on all the smoke and ignited Kwame, because Kwame has been destroying them boys. They've been staying away because Kwame gives them a lot of athletes, high level athletes, are one, autistic, and two, have narcissism. That's why they can achieve such things because they don't believe it's another option. Like when you look at people like Kobe was probably a narcissist, probably had autism, and that's why he didn't care about anybody else's opinion of what he did. But Kwame gave Gilbert a narcissistic injury. It shows because Gilbert's it's a story about Kwame from Gilbert every week, pretty much. And I've compared this to dealing with a narcissist in real life. Like it's going to be denial, distortion, and they'll never admit they did wrong. Stephen A. Smith with this too, because Stephen A. Smith won't admit that about the May comment called him a liar. So what Gilbert does, he bends the truth and never faces accountability for it because denial is just easier. So like it's a psychological loop. It's not just basketball drama. So and Gilbert tried to do damage control on it, but then he can't help himself but he'll get an idea like, oh, this one might work, and then he's going to use it on Kwame, and it eventually doesn't work, and it's almost like Tom and Jerry, and Kwame is the mouse, and Gilbert is the cat on that. So Gilbert he's going to continue to do it. This is never going to be over because Kwame Brown won't stop baiting and going into this Gilbert thing. And because Kwame knows it gets him views too. So he says with Gilbert, he knows it gets him views too. But also he knows Gil's never going to stop this. I'm sure this has been going on behind the scenes. We're just seeing the manifestation of it on YouTube. But it's been interesting, and I've learned a lot about the NBA. I do like hearing these podcasts. I like hearing what happened behind the scenes in the NBA. So that's been kind of cool. So who team you on? Team Kwame or Team Gilbert? Put it in the comments below. Kitty Cams, y'all. I'm out. Peace.